If you're watching this video, you probably already sense that something extraordinary is unfolding in your twin flame journey. Perhaps you've noticed subtle shifts you can't quite put into words, or experienced synchronicities so precise they left you speechless. Today I'm going to reveal the 7 most shocking signs that final union with your twin flame is drawing near. And some of these will completely surprise you, because they're nothing like what you'd expect to find in books or other channels. Before we begin, I need to warn you, these signs don't follow the timeline your mind wants to create. They don't appear in chronological order, and some might be happening right now without you even realizing it. That's why you need to pay attention to every detail I'm about to share, because recognizing these signs could be the difference between continuing to wait and finally understanding that union has already begun. The first sign is perhaps the most shocking of all because it goes against everything you imagine about finding your twin flame. It's the moment when the desperation for union simply dies. Not gradually, but in an almost abrupt way, as if someone had flipped a switch inside you. For years, you might have lived with an urgent, almost painful need to be with this person. You compulsively checked their social media, analyzed every word from your last conversations, and felt constant anxiety about when and how union would happen. But suddenly that urgency vanishes. This doesn't mean you stopped loving or gave up. Actually, it's exactly the opposite. You finally understood, on a deep cellular level, that true union cannot be forced, manipulated, or desperately pursued. It's as if your soul finally relaxed and trusted the universe's perfect timing. When this happens, you might feel a strange peace. Part of you might even get confused. Why am I not desperate anymore? Do I not love this person anymore? But the truth is, you've finally reached the energetic state necessary for union to occur. Desperation creates energetic resistance. Peace creates receptivity. If you're going through this right now, tell me in the comments how this experience has been for you. Because this transition can be scary at first, but it's actually the most powerful sign that you're ready. Here's a paradox that will shock you. When union is truly near, you stop obsessively looking for signs. Throughout the entire separation journey, you probably lived hunting for confirmations, repeating numbers, prophetic dreams, tarot cards that confirmed your hopes, spiritual readings that told you what you wanted to hear. But when true union approaches, something fundamentally changes in your perception. You no longer need external proof because you've developed an unshakable inner certainty. It's not a mental certainty based on logic or evidence. It's a certainty of the heart, a deep knowing that transcends any need for external validation. This happens because you finally connected with the source of truth within you. Instead of seeking answers outside, you began trusting your own soul's wisdom. And when you make this transition, your vibration changes so significantly that you literally become a magnet for the experience you were seeking. The irony is that when you stop looking for signs, the most powerful signs begin to appear naturally. But now you don't need them to feel secure. They simply confirm what you already know internally. This sign shocks many people because they expect union's approach to be dramatic, full of emotional turbulence and extraordinary events. But the truth is exactly the opposite. When union is approaching, your life tends to become strangely stable and harmonious. This happens because you finally stopped creating unnecessary drama in attempts to force changes. You stopped sabotaging relationships and opportunities because of an obsessive fixation on the future. You began living fully in the present, and this presence creates natural stability in all areas of your life. Professionally, you might discover you're more focused and productive. Your family and friendship relationships harmonize. Even your physical health might improve because you're no longer constantly in a state of stress and anxiety about union. This stability isn't boredom or conformity. It's a deep peace that comes from being aligned with your purpose and inner truth. It's as if you finally stopped swimming against the current and allowed life's river to naturally carry you where you need to be. And here's what's most shocking. This stability is exactly the energetic state that allows union to happen. Twin flame relationships don't thrive in chaos and drama. They flourish in peace, trust, and emotional stability. When union approaches, something extraordinary happens with your personal energy. You become magnetic in ways you can't even fully explain. People begin feeling naturally drawn to your presence, even when you're not trying to impress anyone. This isn't about physical appearance or superficial charisma. It's about an energetic quality that radiates from within, an authenticity, an inner peace, a confidence that doesn't depend on external validation. You became interesting not because you're trying to be interesting, but because you're being genuinely yourself. At work, colleagues might start seeking you out for advice. Strangers might initiate spontaneous conversations with you in the grocery store line. Old friends might reappear in your life saying they felt like reaching out, but most significantly, you also become magnetic to your twin flame in a completely new way. Instead of trying to attract through strategies or subtle manipulations, you simply exist in your truth, and this authenticity creates irresistible attraction. Many people write to me here at Eternal Flame Insights, telling me about exactly this experience. If this is happening to you, you've probably already noticed that people comment there's something different about you, but they can't define exactly what. This sign is so subtle that many people don't notice when it's happening. Your twin flame begins to appear in your reality in indirect but consistent ways. It might be through mutual friends who casually mention their name, places they frequent showing up on your social media, or even people who physically or energetically remind you of your twin flame crossing your path with unusual frequency. These aren't random coincidences. It's the universe preparing the energetic groundwork for a reunion. It's as if reality is being gently adjusted to create the perfect conditions for you to reconnect when both of you are ready. You might start dreaming about this person more frequently, but now the dreams have a different quality. Instead of being loaded with drama or neediness, they're peaceful, healing, as if you're communicating on deeper levels of consciousness. Some people also report they begin to feel their twin flame energetically, not obsessively like during separation, but as a gentle, comforting presence that sometimes appears during meditations or quiet moments. What makes this a sign of approaching union is the quality of the energy. During separation, any memory or appearance of your twin flame usually came accompanied by pain, longing, or anxiety. Now, these manifestations bring peace, joy, and a sense that everything is aligning perfectly. Perhaps one of the most liberating signs that union is near is when you finally stop trying to be the perfect version of yourself to deserve your twin flame. During the separation journey, it's common to develop an obsession with self-improvement. You might have thrown yourself into therapies, spiritual courses, exercise regimens, diets, all in the unconscious hope of becoming good enough for union. But when true union approaches, you finally understand a revolutionary truth. You're already enough exactly as you are. This doesn't mean you stop growing or evolving. It means you stop growing from a place of inadequacy and start growing from a place of self-love. You might discover you're being more honest about your imperfections, more comfortable with your quirks, more willing to show your vulnerabilities. Paradoxically, this authenticity makes you infinitely more attractive than any perfect version you tried to present before. Your conversations become more real, your relationships deeper, and your presence more genuine. And it's exactly this authentic version of you that your twin flame needs to encounter for true union to happen. If you recognize yourself in this process, leave a comment telling me how this journey of self-acceptance has been for you, because this transformation is one of the most difficult, but also one of the most beautiful parts of the twin flame journey. The final sign is perhaps the most magical of all. You begin to notice that the entire universe seems to be conspiring to create the perfect conditions for your union. Opportunities appear out of nowhere, the right people show up at the exact moment, and even obstacles transform into disguised blessings. This can manifest in practical ways: a new job in a city where your twin flame lives, an unexpected invitation to an event where you might meet, a change in life circumstances that finally allows both of you to be available to each other. But it also manifests in more subtle ways. You might discover you're being prepared energetically and emotionally through experiences that initially seem to have nothing to do with your twin flame. A new friendship that teaches you about healthy communication. A professional project that develops your confidence. A healing experience that resolves old traumas. Looking back, you can see how each piece of the puzzle was being carefully placed in the right spot. What seemed like random chaos reveals itself as perfect orchestration by the universe, preparing both of you for a conscious and mature union. Here's a truth I need to share with you. When true union finally happens, it rarely looks like the fantasies you created during separation. It's simultaneously simpler and more profound than you imagined. There are no dramatic fireworks or Hollywood movie moments. Instead, there's a deep sense of coming home, as if two parts of a soul that were temporarily separated finally reunited. It's familiar and new at the same time, intense yet peaceful. True union doesn't solve all your problems or fill all your emotional gaps. Instead, it gives you a companion to navigate life together, growing and evolving side by side. It's less about completing each other and more about amplifying the wholeness that each of you has already developed individually. If you recognize several of these signs in your current experience, it's important to understand this doesn't mean union will happen tomorrow or next week. Twin flame timing transcends our linear understanding of time. It could be days, months, or even years, but these signs indicate you're energetically aligned and ready for when the divine moment arrives. The most important thing is not to try to force or accelerate the process. Keep focusing on your own growth, your own happiness, your own fulfilling life. True union happens when two complete individuals choose to share their lives, not when two desperate halves try to join together to become whole. During this preparation period, practice gratitude for the growth you've already achieved. Celebrate the incredible person you've become through this journey. Honor both the pain and beauty of the path that brought you here. If this video resonated with you, there's probably someone in your life who's also navigating this complex twin flame journey. Sometimes, sharing these insights can be exactly what a person needs to hear to understand their own experience. The universe has an interesting way of using us as instruments to deliver messages at the right time to the right people. The twin flame journey is one of the most transformative experiences a soul can choose in this lifetime. It forces you to confront everything that isn't love within you, challenges you to grow beyond your perceived limitations, and invites you to embody the most authentic and powerful version of who you are. Remember, you're not just waiting for union with another person. You're in the process of union with yourself, with your own divinity, with your own wholeness, with your own infinite capacity to love. And this internal union is what makes any external union possible and sustainable. Here at Eternal Flame Insights, I always talk about how the twin flame journey is, at its core, a spiritual awakening journey disguised as a love story. And maybe that's the most important insight of all. Regardless of when or how physical union happens, the union that matters most, the union with your own heart, with your own soul, with your own truth, is already happening now. Tell me in the comments, which of these signs surprised you the most, and which one are you already experiencing in your own journey? Your experience might be exactly what another person needs to read to feel less alone on this extraordinary path. Union is closer than you imagine. Trust the process, honor your timing, and always remember, you're already worthy of all the love your heart can hold.